Namaste, everyone. We want to talk about how yoga can help your body, right? The yoga self practice, and how do you get motivation to do yoga by yourself? And it is very, very important. Look at what is happening all over the world. So much pain, so much anxiety, so much suffering. Yoga can really help, the breathing, the asanas. So we have a special guest today, Heidi Karell. Hello, namaste, Heidi. Thank you for joining me.
Hi, thanks for having me. Nice to meet you.
Absolutely. So Heidi is a Ashtanga yoga teacher. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself, Heidi, and then we go into why yoga has become so important, especially in today's day and age, right? In COVID times.
Okay, so I started my yoga practice in Finland, where I'm originally from, about, let's say 20 years ago already. This was my very first introduction over, like it was late 90s. And again, somebody wanted me to do like an intro course with her, and I went with her early 2000. And I had a little break and I was moving around. I lived in different places. Then I ended up in London and I met a super inspiring teacher and I picked it up again. And I established my own like 6 days a week practice about 8 years ago. And
Okay. So thank you. So we are discussing yoga self-practice and motivation, right? So and let's just talk about how exactly the mechanics of how yoga helps our body, right? We want to understand that because doing self-practice at home is not easy for anyone right now.
right. Um, well, first of all, you were asking how yoga helps our body. So it's just not. It helps both physically and mentally. So it's a physical practice. It builds strength, like increases your flexibility. You're working on your balance, mobility. It can be tremendously helpful for your posture, for your spine, but also it gives you clarity. It really helps you to focus, to, I don't know, I feel that it gives me patience. It makes me, I can, I can face unpleasant things easier. It's a tool.
Absolutely. So, I do want to add that there is ton of research now on benefits of doing yoga. I mean, there are so many different types of yoga, but even if you can do anything self-practice of yoga. So, the topic today is yoga self-practice and motivation. So what is it that you mean like self-practice? I mean, what should we do when we are at home?
So this, especially this time, is not easy. And if you're a beginner, it's very challenging to establish your from the scratch. So, but this time has also opened up new channels. So there are uh, great teachers out there online. So it's easier to establish a practice with guidance. You need to have somebody who can help you to build this foundation, to build your own practice. And I think the most important thing for yoga practice is that you try to build something that you will make it into a habit. You will do it every day, and it doesn't have to be fancy. Keep it simple. Just roll your mat out and start simple. If you want to, when you learn the basic sun salutations and the standing poses, you can start with that. Already that's enough.
Do you want to give us example of some of the poses that we can start at home? Like you said, some of the standing poses. I mean, we all know downward dog, right? I think all of us know basics of some of the poses of yoga, but some of the poses that you can kind of name and see if we can do it by ourselves at home.
Do you want me to demonstrate?
If you can, if we can see you, I guess, yes, absolutely. Just a short demo of what it would look like for like a couple of minutes. Yeah.
I don't know if I have the space here, but so
Yeah.
so the basic is just to Surya Namaskara, which is sun salutation. So you're standing, feet together, hands next to your body, and then you inhale, arms up, and then exhale, hands down, and you fold. Inhale, you straighten your back. Can't see me anymore. So it's, I think I don't have enough space here, but it's just,
Sure.
it's not difficult, you know. You have to learn how to, you know, the breath is the most important part of yoga.
Yeah.
So you have to sync your breath with the movement. But what was I saying? So like the self-practice part of it. So traditionally, you would go to a yoga shala and you would be, so at least Ashtanga, you go to a studio, to a yoga shala, you do your Mysore practice. So it means that you will do your own practice. You have a teacher there, maybe with an assistant. They will help you. They will correct you with your poses, but you will advance on your own pace. Not, and it's your own practice. It's not like what's happening on the other side of the room or what your neighbor is doing. It's your own practice. So.
Okay, so I understand that part. I understand the sun salutations are very important. You know, and sun salutations are an exercise in itself. Like there's a set of approximately, I think, 12 poses that you start with, and you can check online how to do sun salutation. It's all over the internet. Maybe we can do some breathing together. You know, breathing is something that's easy to do, right? We can do this sitting down. So any breathing techniques that you would like people to know about, I think that would be good.
So the breathing is called ujjayi breath. So it's very simple, but it's also very difficult to master, of course. But during your practice, you use the ujjayi breath. So you only breathe through your nose, and it's kind of like you feel the air on your throat. So you take a deep inhale through your nose, and you feel your ribs expand. And then when you exhale, you contract your ribs. And then
inhaling through nose, exhaling also through nose, not through the mouth.
No.
Right? Okay.
So you just inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. And you keep the breath steady. You try to keep the inhales and the exhales pretty much the same length. And you keep, it needs to flow. Your breath needs to flow. And when you're doing complex poses, you want to try and find ease at the poses. You want to keep breathing. And also, yeah, all the poses, all the difficult poses, the most important thing is that you keep breathing.
Okay. So what does ujjayi breath help with? That's what I want to understand.
Well, the whole practice, it says, you know, you're building up heat in your body and it purifies you.
Okay.
So this is like a very deep, detoxification to your body, and it also stimulates your nerve system.
Okay. Because you're breathing through the nose, right? Not through the mouth. And then you're going deep breathing from God knows from where. There's somewhere in the body deep, and you kind of going the nose and kind of exhaling it. So it's like a deep detoxification that's happening.
Yeah. And during the practice, you focus, you focus on your Ashtanga practice is pretty intense. So when you hold a pose, you do 5 breaths. So 5 times you inhale, exhale, that's considered as 1 breath. There's no pauses, there's no drinking. You're trying to create this internal heat. This is what purifies.
Yeah. And I was reading up somewhere. I mean, I'm not a yoga teacher or an Ayurvedic expert here, but I was reading a research that in yoga, you know, in true sense of yoga, right? We've made it into like a physical, like a, you know, kind of a, like a fad. You know, yoga is a fad, right? Not a fad. I mean, more a fad in the sense of physical exercise. But a true yoga, if you're doing the poses, you need to hold it, right? You need to hold it for I don't know how much time, but to really experience the benefit of a particular you know, kind of a yoga pose, you need to hold it for some time.
In Ashtanga, it's the 5 breaths.
So someone is saying, okay, can you read the question? Someone is saying something.
Ujja is the Jalandhara Bandha, which is applied along with Mula Bandha and Uddiyana in all the asanas. Yes, thank you. So yes, you have to hold the bandhas. That's very important as well.
What is bandha? Can you explain Jalandhara bandha and Mula bandha? What exactly does it mean?
So these are like muscle locks that you create. So you contract lightly your certain points, and so that you like a fortify of creating this internal heat.
I see. Anything else you'd like to add to someone who set that question? Thank you so much for the feedback. It's very involved. I love it. So basically what we are saying is, if you are doing yoga practice at self-practice, some of the things, simple things that all of us can do, learn to do Surya Namaskar or sun salutations, which you can find online anytime. It really helps. It's a complete exercise program. And the second thing Heidi's talking about is Ujjayi breath. And she explained how to do Ujjayi breath. You're breathing through your nose, and you're inhaling through your nose, and exhaling through your nose with a deep breathing. Anything else you'd like to add?
Well, so my how can I say, my tip is that you want to keep it simple, because you want to create something that you can repeat.
Yes.
You create a habit.
Yes.
And it's not realistic to keep up with something that's going to take too long, that's too challenging, that's too draining. So you wanna keep it simple.
Yeah.
And you know, you will not have a good practice every time. You need to accept that fact as well. So in order to maintain and to continue your practice, you have to be realistic and
Okay, so there's another question. There's a breathing through most vinyasa practitioners. Do you think it's healthy in the long run? Do you want to take that question?
Currently, there is a trend of predominantly thoracic breathing amongst most vinyasa practitioners. Do you think it is healthy in the long run? I don't really know what's thoracic breathing. It's like
thoracic breathing. I think is through the chest.
So
yeah, that's what I think it is. Do you want to come? Yeah, I think it's a chest. It's breathing the chest right here.
Chest, yeah. So when you're doing your like a deep in like a ujjayi breath, your thoracic like your chest moves.
Yeah.
And I think I focus on this kind of breath on deep back bends. I find that it's helpful, and it's helping me to open up my chest.
Yes.
But I can't maintain it like throughout the whole practice. So you need to you need to use it.
Yes.
Need it. And I find that for me, I need this type of breathing in deep back bends.
Oh, in deep back bends. Okay.
So when
the chest breathing.
Yeah,
and chest breathing is a lot of people are suffering, as we all know, especially in India. I'm sure people are watching all over the world. And I don't know, like, the breathing is something that I was just watching on the news that they were encouraging doing breathing exercises at home. What type of breathing should people do, especially in COVID times when there's an anxiety, there's a loss of loved one. I mean, there's like all kind of bad things happening, right?
Well, I'm not a pranayama expert.
Okay.
There's different kind of breathing exercises, yes, and they are. I practice sometimes, not on my own, but guided pranayama, and I find it's extremely relaxing, and it's like I feel like, I don't know, rejuvenated after. So I do highly recommend it. But I think it's easier to do it with somebody who knows what they're doing, so they can do the count for you, so that you don't have to. Yeah, it's quite challenging to do it on your own.
Which breath are you talking about? Ujjayi? Ujjayi, we just did
No,
that.
is the name of the breath that you do while you practice your yoga. But when you do pranayama, which is breathing techniques, you have like I don't know how many different, but you have so many different type of breathing techniques.
Okay.
So.
Okay. The pranayama, people should do just being coached about, because there's a Kapalbhati pranayama that's supposed to be kind of exhaling through your stomach. I mean, there's so many different breathing exercises. But the point is today, the point of this particular session is that try to learn different breathing techniques. Your breath is very powerful, right? That's number one. Number two, try to do some yoga, incorporate yoga in your life, daily life. Simple things like learning sun salutations. It's not that hard. You can do it. Everyone can do it. So, it will help your immune system. It will help your mental focus. It will help your overall attitude. I mean, honestly, I never used to do yoga up until like a year back or 2 years back. Yeah, I will do it occasionally. But I can say that I do every single day, like 15, 20 minutes, not more than that, because I can't handle it more than that. It's too much for me, I'm doing it by myself, but it really helps your mental clarity. So, all right, someone is talking about 4-7-8 breathing technique is best for hormones or digestive health. Do you know that?
I didn't know.
Okay. Well, sorry, we don't know the answer to this particular question. If the breathing is, we will bring another topic specifically on pranayama breathing in future. Right now, the topic was how to do simple yoga practice at home, and that's what Heidi's talking about, is doing some sun salutations, some simple breathing exercises like Ujjayi, or even Alom Vilom, alternate nostril breathing, simple things like that. You can easily incorporate in your daily yoga practice and see the difference. With that, I'd like to thank you so much, Heidi, for joining us. To all the viewers who watch us every single day, we have a session either on Insta or on FB Live, except for Sunday. I need a break on Sunday.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So she's saying 4-second inhale, 7-second hold, 8-second exhale. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We are saving this. It is going to be an Insta. We are saving this. Thank you so much for sharing that particular breath. You got what she was trying to talk about, that particular breath. So I think we're going to have a special session on different breathing.
Yeah, like a different, that's a pranayama, so that you inhale for like certain count. You keep the breath before you exhale, and then you exhale certain length, and then again you hold before taking another inhale.
Yes. That's exactly. And it's very powerful, very powerful.
Very.
Okay. Thank you so much, Heidi, again. Thank you, everyone else. Have a great weekend.
Thanks.